Cyberbrainer is an online training platform designed to help individuals and teams learn the latest technologies and become certified professionals, producing a comprehensive learning experience.
The next thing that we are going to be looking at is called as security groups. Alright. So we saw about roles, and next thing, what we're going to be seeing is called as security groups. So we'll see this a common example of security group actually, and then we'll proceed on this. For this, what I do is I go to view security groups in the search, and then I type manager, security group. Since this is a common role that we have seen, so I'm just going to the manager security group. Ignore these warnings right now, because this is a training tenant and they haven't actually fixed this up. So there are some critical issues which are coming. Ignore these warnings and errors that are coming up. Real world. You may not see this, and number one you see over here. This particular role is called as view role-based security group. Constrained. Over here, and this role-based security group, which I have created over here, means that I need to have a one-on-one mapping with the maintain assignable roles that I have over here. I repeat when I say that I'm creating a role-based security group. I need to ensure that this particular security group needs to have a one-on-one mapping with this particular maintain assignable roles over here. Two points to note: the security group I create, the name need not be the same as what I give over here. Here I'm saying the role could be manager, but here it need not be manager. I can say manager underscore, super manager underscore aria, and a manager underscore 1, 2, 3, whatever I want I can create, not a rule at all. That is number one, and the mapping happens in the security group, not in the maintain assignable roles. The mapping happens in the security group over here. Group criteria maintain assignable role, and I say manager. So a role-based security group means that I am having a role-based or a role created first, which is going to be assigned to a supervisory organization, and I'm creating a security group for this role that I have created. And why I'm creating a security group. Let me go back to what I said earlier. Security is basically who can do what. So let me just take it this way. First, I've created a manager role. That manager role, I have enabled it for a supervisory organization. Now I've created who. I've created who is a manager, and I have enabled it at a supervisory organization by creating a security group. What I do is I'm saying manager, which is a who, for my question, can do what? What can this particular security group that I have created can do? That is very simple as what it gets. Are we clear? Actually, what security group is a security group, in a nutshell, is very simple. What can a person who is assigned to this particular security group can do, and who is going to be determined by the role. The role is going to be assigned to a user in a role-based security. I'm going to be assigning this to a role, and the role will be assigned to a user, and this security group is going to say what this particular person can do. That is precisely what a role-based security group is. So what are the privileges this particular manager security group can do? All right. First up, I will go to this particular option, and then I'll come to the ones which are below. See, if you see over here this particular page, it says access rights to the organization, because this is a role-based security group. I'm going to be assigning it to an organization level, which could be location supervisory organization or cost centers. So I can assign this role to any organization type B, H, support location or cost center, based on how I have given it over here in the maintain assignable roles. Alright. Based on where I have enabled this, I can have this over here and again here. I have 4 options. 1. I can say that this is going to apply this particular security group and the privileges is going to apply only to my current organization only. Next, I have another option over here which says, applies to current organizations and unassigned subordinates. Next, I have an option over here which says, applies to current organization and all subordinates. Next applies to current organization and subordinates to level. Current organization and unassigned subordinates, which means if I have an organization subordinate organization, then in that particular subordinate organization I do not have anyone assigned to it. Say I have a manager. Or let's take H, our partner. H, our partner. I may have it for RN1 and the subordinate organization for RN1 could be RN2. If I do not assign anybody specific for the HR partner for my subordinate organization, it will pick it automatically from the superior supervisory organization. If I'm going to be assigning it, it is not going to have it. Clear on the funda. If I do not assign it, it will pick it from inheritance. Otherwise, it is going to have somebody who is going to be individual for that subordinate organization. So, whether you assign it or not, inheritance is going to be applied. And the last one applies to organization and subordinates up to a level. I can restrict it and say that up to certain level I'm going to be applying it. We generally do not use option number 4. For most of them, we pick option number 2. Inventance happens unless you want to override it automatically happen. That is number 2nd option that we have over here in terms of access rights to organization. And the 3rd option that we are going to see over here is access rights to multiple job workers. First one, since this is a managerial role I'm going to be creating. I'm saying role has access to the positions that they support. For any position that this particular manager or person is a manager and that they support, they will have the access. So, position-related task by the manager that they support and those people who are responsible, I create a position and for that position, if I am the manager for that particular position or the support, then it will come across to me. Next role for the primary job has access to the position, because I could have multiple positions created and I could have multiple people. See, this is more applicable when I have multiple managers assigned to the same supervisory organization. Say, for example, I have Carol Lee, Joy, Banks, and Arian. All three have been assigned as manager for a specific supervisory organization. I can see for one position, Arian is going to be the manager. Manager is going to manage and Arian is going to be the primary manager for that particular position, and I can have Nishant or Gathika or Krishna or anybody else assigned as the secondary managers or supplementary managers to that particular position. That is specifically when all of these apply. So I have access to only those positions that they support, or for the primary job has access to all positions, or this particular role has access to all the positions that is part as a supervisory, as a manager, for that support any position that is created. It will go across to approval for any of the managers who are there, rather than going to the specific manager who is going to be handling that position. That is what this is all related to, because this is more for if I'm going to have multiple people assigned as managers. That is when this will be applicable. Clear on so far, whatever we have seen. So, first up, we saw about creating a role-based security group and we saw about the assignment role, or the assignable role, which is going to be from the maintain assignable role that I've already created as some manager. I'm going to be mapping it over here. Next, we saw about the access rights, about the inheritance concept and how this is going to be coming across. Third, if I have multiple workers assigned as manager, how this is all going to drill down to. That is, what is the third option which we have over here? Now the next thing we are going to be seeing is I'm going to skip domain security policies for the time being. I'm going to be looking first at business process policies, and then I'll come to domain security policy. See, we've seen about a role-based security group which is called as manager, and we have assigned all of this. Next, we are going to business process, security policy permission. Now, for easier purpose, I'm going across to higher business process only. I'm not taking the other business processes for now. I'm taking only the higher business